Evet arkadaşlar, herkese merhaba. Trabzonspor'un Avrupa Ligi'ndeki rakipleri belli oldu biliyorsunuz. Trabzonspor H grubunda mücadele edecek ve ilk maçta 8 Eylül'de Macaristan temsilcisi Ferencvaros'la oynayacağız. Ferencvaros'u kimle konuşabiliriz diye biraz kontrol ettiğimizde Bence bize yardımcı olacak. Ferencvaros hakkındaki bilgileri kendisinden alacağız. Kendisine şimdiden teşekkür ediyoruz kanalımıza katılımı için. Ve şimdi videomuza başlıyoruz. Benz, hi again, and thanks for your participation to our show. We want to talk about Ferencvaros, and we have a search on the Twitter, and we have found you, and that you are very good at Hungary football and some other football leagues. So we want to cover Ferencvaros part with you. Thanks for your participation again. And I have created some questions for you, and I just want to start with the first questions. First of all, I would like to ask the Ferencvaros side's thoughts on the Group H draw, and what is the realistic target for Ferencvaros in the Group H. And as you know, in the Group H, Trabzonspor, Ferencvaros, Monaco, and Red Star Belgrade will be. So, what's your thoughts on the group?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on, first of all. Yeah, I'm Hungarian, so that's why I know a lot about Hungarian football, and that's why I'm here, and it's good to be on. In terms of the group, I mean, that could have been tougher groups for sure in the Europa League. If you look at some of the other groups, I think Ferencvaros will be happy that we've avoided a lot of the big teams. For example, Manchester United. If you look at pot one, they had Manchester United, Arsenal, and other big clubs as well. So I think everyone is happy in the group that they don't have to play those kind of teams. Red Star Belgrade is still a strong side, but you know they are beatable. It will be tough away, but at home, you know the situation could be different. And the rest of the group, I think it's a very balanced, even group, and I think in terms of Ferencvaros, they will be pleased with the draw. But at the same time, they will have realistic targets. I don't think they will be aiming for first place, although why not? You know, it can happen. Who knows? But I think a realistic goal is third place. That they will be very disappointed if they don't secure qualification for after the winter. At least, you know, third place gets you to the Europa Conference League, and there's the possibility of playing more games in Europe in March and April time. So I think that will be the goal.
I understand. And secondly, when we check, we have seen that there is Adama Traore, and he's good performing also this year. Can you talk about the best players of the Ferencvaros?
I mean, right now, Adama Traore, he has to be one of them. I mean, last season we saw him in the Champions League already. He did great stuff. I think he scored against Real Madrid, although I'm not 100% sure, but he was very good in those performances with Sheriff. He's, you know, since he's arrived at Fradi, he's been even better than his performances at Sheriff. I mean, his goal record speaks for itself. He's already scored a hat-trick in the league, and he was very crucial in the qualification to the Europa League on that run. The game that I went to, he scored a brace. So I think he's definitely the one player to watch. But Ryan Mayer as well in attack, he's also a very good player who's had an injury. He's only just recently come back, and he's still sort of settling, adjusting in his form, which might mean he's not going to be at his best when Ferencvaros take on Trabzonspor. But he's still one to watch. And Chercesov'un is also a good player. He's been very good. Most of Fradi's attackers are very good. I think it's the attack that is the strong point. And then you have Aysel Ayduni, who has been linked with some big clubs this summer, but he decided to stay at Ferencvaros, and he controls that midfield. He's a very strong midfielder, lots of energy, and he's physically very good as well. And his passing ability and his dribbling ability, I think, should be highlighted, and he's solid in one-on-one defensive situations. So there is a lot of talent out there, mainly in attack. Defense, I think that's where there have been some issues, but I think the fullbacks there are still relatively strong, especially at left back, where Fradi have two very good options in Eldar Civic and Laurent Pasca.
And thanks for your answer. And I want to ask about some tactical situation, because Ferencvaros has a very popular coach, I think, Stanislav Chercesov. We know him from Russian national team. And what kind of tactics he's using in the matches this season?
I think it's been varied. I think he's still trying to find his tactic. The most common formation we've seen is in the Europa League qualifiers, at least, is the 4-2-3-1. So you have an attacking midfielder, a striker, a sole striker, and then two wingers. And then you have two pivot, sort of deep holding midfielders. And then obviously four at the back. But the wing backs definitely like to push on and attack. Whereas the two holding midfielders kind of sometimes sit back and sort of cover the wing backs going forward. So it's, under Rebrov, when Fradi made it to the Europa League and the Champions League, it was maybe perhaps a bit more counter-attacking, and I think it was the same with last season when they were in the Europa League as well. But this time around, it's going to be different. I think I expect more of an attacking type of football.
And also, as you know, Ferencvaros is a defending champion and started, I think, very well to this season, at least on the score sheet. However, they are also eliminated from Champions League as Trabzonspor. Trabzonspor beaten to Copenhagen, and Ferencvaros, I think, beaten to Karabakh.
Yeah.
So, what can you say about the Ferencvaros start to this season?
I think the club's sort of attacking style that they're doing on the Chercesov, that caught them out a little bit. Karabakh surprised, I think, Ferencvaros in many ways, and they came out to attack them. And at the moment with Ferencvaros, the defense is still a bit of an iffy area. That's something they're trying to sort out. They brought in a few defenders in the summer. They lost Miha Blazic, who I think was a top defender, and he's gone to France, and they're definitely missing him at the moment. At times, Sami Mae has been injured as well. And these new partnerships have been a little bit, they need time to adjust and settle. So I think Karabakh took advantage of that in that game and exploited Fradi a little bit.
And lastly, as you know, Trabzonspor is the lowest coefficient ranked team in the fourth pot. However, our team's market value is very higher than Ferencvaros, also from Red Star Belgrade. And on the 8th of September, who is the favorite? What's your opinion?
Of the group? The match.
Let's start with the match. Maybe after that you can make a one first, second, third, fourth team opinion.
I think, obviously, I think it's still Trabzonspor. I think it's going to be a tough one. You have a good home support, and it's still going to be a tough game for Fradi away and at home as well. I think Trabzonspor are favourites because you do have a strong team and you have a team that you've invested in a lot. So I think Fradi, even though I have high expectations of Ferencvaros, and Ferencvaros will have high expectations of themselves and they will aim to get the third place, I think they go into every game still being the underdogs. I think everyone, if the neutral supporters are looking at this group, they would expect Fradi to finish bottom. But Hungarian teams have shown, Fradi has shown in the past that they can stand their ground in these European competitions. And I think, the Hungarian national team is a good example as well.
Yeah.
Maybe people would have thought when they were in the Nations League, they were going to get battered by every team there, Germany, Italy, and England. And, with 2 games to go, Hungary are top of their group in the Nations League. And I think the favourites will always be in this group, Ferencvaros's opponents. But it's good to be an underdog, and I think that can be their advantage.
Mm-hmm. And I hope that Trabzonspor and Ferencvaros together will make to the next stage. It's our ambition to get this tie to the next level. And as you know, our Turkish and Hungarian relationships from history. So we are with you, but not this.
I know Turkish Hungarian. My surname Bocsak. It's comes from a Turkish word, I think, the little knife or small knife or something like this.
I know. Bocsak.
Yeah. Okay. So I know Turkish Hungarian relations. Yeah. I think, can I just say one thing is for sure in these 2 games, the atmosphere, the stadium, the fans, you want to be in those stadiums because both fans bring a good atmosphere, and it's going to be special for sure.
I know. We are looking forward to have these matches, and thanks for your participation, Bence.
No problem.
It will be a pleasure, and maybe we can do this before the second match.
Yes, why not? Let's do it. Yeah,
we can make it, and we wish all the Hungarian teams success in the European Cups. And thanks again for your participation to our show.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Evet arkadaşlar, Bence'le çok güzel bir sohbet yaptık. Ferencvaros hakkında bize bildiği her şeyi anlattı. Türk-Macar kültürünün de ortak taraflarından da bahsetmiş oldu. İzlediğiniz için hepinize teşekkür ediyoruz. Abone olmayı, beğenmeyi lütfen unutmayın. Abonelikleriniz ve beğenileriniz bizim için çok çok önemli. Görüşmek üzere. Kendinize iyi bakın.